In this video, we're going to take a look at solar plants. We'll define exactly what sunlight is. We'll take a brief look at the solar energy, and then we'll look at the two main ways of harnessing energy from the sun and the different types of solar power plants that are available to us. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is sunlight? Well, sunlight is a portion of the electromagnetic radiation given off by the sun. Infrared ultralights are examples of this electromagnetic radiation. We can refer to this as radiant energy, and the sun gives a lot of it. The sun itself is essentially a huge fusion reactor. When we try and harness the energy from the sun, we're only going to extract a minuscule, a very tiny amount of energy that's directly at us, our receiver, at any given time. It estimated that the amount of sunlight that strikes the Earth's surface in an hour and a half is enough to handle the entire world's energy consumptions for a year. In short, the amount of energy that's coming from the sun and hitting our planets every single hour is colossal. You might be wondering why we are not harvesting all of this energy and converting it to useful work. The main reason is cost. Solar technology has been around for quite some time, but initially the costs associated with producing the equipment needed to harness the energy from the sun were too high to make this economically viable. It was a lot cheaper simply to build a coal-fired power station than it would have been to invest the money in the solar energy industry. Times have, however, changed. Technology has advanced over the last 50 years, and the costs of installing a solar power plant has reduced considerably. Between the years 2010 and 2020, it's estimated that the cost of installing a solar power plant has reduced by half. This means that solar power is becoming economically viable as this trend continues. More money will be invested in the solar industry. We'll find more applications for the technology, and the financial costs will keep diminishing due to the economics of scale. Here's a nice diagram showing the world's electrical production by source in 2019. You can see that coal and natural has make up almost 2/3 of electrical production. After that, hydro, which is renewable type of energy, makes up the third largest sector. The installed megawatt capacity of the solar industry might seem, when you look at this diagram, to be quite small, but things are changing, and they are changing quite quickly. Non-renewable energy sources are becoming less and less popular. It's quite difficult nowadays to get funding to build a coal-fired power station. People don't want coal-fired power station, they want renewables forms of energy. Not only that, but the price of coal, oil, and gas has been increasing over time. This makes them less economically viable as energy sources than they were in the past. Due to this, applications of renewable energy sources have been growing considerably, and this trend accelerated even further in 2022 during the energy crisis. Not only that, but the price of coal, oil, and gas has been increasing over time. This makes them less economically viable as energy sources than they were in the past. Due to this, applications of renewable energy sources have been growing considerably, and this trend accelerated even further in 2022 during the energy crisis. I have a separate video on how we can harness the power from the sun. Please go to my YouTube channel at EnergyZFebriant, title How the Sun Powers Your Home.